Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back. This is me, Fish Sandwich Patrol. I'm with the player in this battle, AdmiralPrice.
And I am bringing you another Shogun online multiplayer battle commentary.
That's right, looks like we got ourselves a large battle here. This is against player Oda. Put out a challenge on the forums, and well, he got a couple responses. This is one of them, so let's just take a look at the setups here real quick. We'll start over here with AdmiralPrice. Start with the infantry. A lot of swords we'll see here. Let's see. Can you guys see the exact count here of your setup?
So the rule was he had like a whole laundry list of rules. There was like 7 Naginata and sword infantry max. So I maxed that out and 7 sword inf.
Huh, that's kind of interesting. Altogether 7?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So, we have the 7 swords and the Naginata. Is a range component here? I'm not really seeing anything. No range units?
Nope.
Interesting.
Just straight rush.
Alright.
I watched I watched like 90 of his replays because he loves to put them on, and he brings the same army every time. Loves the early cav action, so I decided to deny him that and just run right for his infantry.
That's a good strategy. Let's see on your cavalry here, 3 Yaris and 2 lights. Am I counting that right?
Mm-hmm.
Looks about it. Alright, let's take a look over here at Oda on the other side. Yaris. A Great Guard. 2 Great Guards. A Yari Cavalry and 2 Katana Cavalry. 3 Matchlocks, all Ashigaru. 2 Bow Ashigaru. Yaris, Lone Swords. 3 Katanas. Nope, only 2. And then 4 Lone Swords. A Naginata Monk. 5 Lone Swords. Am I counting that right? No, 4 Lone Swords. 4. And then 2 Katanas. A Naginata Monk and a Yari Ashigaru. So interesting. So, I guess I'll start the battle right there. Both sides are now moving towards each other. So, as you heard AdmiralPrice say, his strategy is just going to be kind of rushing the infantry. We are here. Is this... what map is this? I don't remember. But it's pretty flat, no hills.
It's rice fields.
It's rice fields? Yeah, I guess it is. It's really flat, and there's just the farmhouse here.
His rules were... let's see, 6 max cav, no Great Guard vets, 3 vets max, 7 sword / Naginata infantry max. Did I say 3 vets max already?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's just about it. Oh yeah, and 3 matchlocks max or 1500 spent on them max.
Okay. That's interesting. That's a lot of rules.
That's a lot of rules.
Alright, so I'm going to pause it right here. I'm going to take a look. It seems the early cavalry action is starting to set up. Let's see, the Great Guards and the Yaris are running over. The Katanas are kind of moving towards the middle. Kind of interesting. I'm not sure exactly what he's going for here. He's moving to the cavalry side, so looks like you have a good chance to block a cavalry charge there. Maybe tie him down a little bit, bringing a Yari and a light cavalry over. So I'm going to start resuming it here again. So you're just going straight for his infantry, is that correct?
Yeah, I watched a bunch of his replays with a clanmate of mine, and we came to the conclusion that what he likes to do is hit his head against a brick wall, basically. So he wants to send his cavalry and cavalry, infantry and infantry, skirmishing on skirmishing.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided he likes to have a light infantry corps, heavy cavalry corps, so that he can own the cavalry battle, and then use that to support his infantry.
Interesting. Alright, so yeah, his
the infantry
cavalry
by itself can't do anything.
Yeah, his cavalry is moving around to the rear now. Yours is moving over the flank. Looks like we're going to see a lot of classic hammer and anvil stuff going on here. But good with the Yari Ashigarus there in the back to protect the infantry flank. Let's pause it right here. Let's talk about the advantages and disadvantages real quick. 3 matchlock Ashigaru. That could be tough to deal with if you don't get those tied down. Luckily, they are fresh, though, so not going to be a huge deal. Obviously, he has a big range advantage because you don't have any. How many bows do you have? Yeah, he had 2 bow Ashigaru up here that are beginning to shoot in the 3 matchlocks. But infantry side looked fairly even, I believe. I think yours is a little better. Oh, there's a Nodachi, yeah. The Lone Swords, Yari Ashigaru. It's hard to say who has the infantry advantage. I'm looking forward to the cavalry action. I think that's going to be the highlight of this battle. So let's go back and start resuming again. Doing a lot of shifting. It's kind of interesting what he's doing. He's kind of pulling everybody off to the side like that. We have light cavalry. Oh, you're going after his range component with the light cavalry. That's a good idea. Try and nullify that range advantage. Anything that could turn the infantry battle in his favor.
Honestly, I think he just freaked.
Yeah, it seemed like he kind of...
The moment he saw that many spears, he just freaked.
Yeah. Hey, there's nothing wrong in using the intelligence there. Gained from his replays. I fear that'd probably be a danger of mine if people... if I set out challenges for people to play me. I have pretty standard setups, but yeah, his infantry is not doing too well. What is this cavalry even doing? This is just, wow.
I have 6 Yari Ashigaru on the field. It's very difficult for cavalry to do anything with that.
Yeah, that is quite a hefty spear. You know, you might even be called this a spear corps, because that's what's going to win the battle for you, is these spears. His infantry is not very high quality. It needs that cavalry action. Though it looks like you're having some trouble there. But his cavalry is pulling out now, so looks like you'll be able to recover from that pretty well. Interesting, your avatar is dismounted now.
Mm-hmm.
I quite noticed that moving up. Do you have a leadership general? Are you going?
I do have a leadership general, and that's a little something that Tyler the Great likes to do.
Yeah.
Just so they can get in and out of stand and fight really quickly.
Nice. That's an interesting idea. So there we go. It looks like your force is kind of recovered, even though you have the 2 broken sword units. They'll probably return, it looks like. Rally's been popped. Yeah, look at that. His infantry is almost entirely gone by now.
Yep.
They've been shattered or wavering. Just totally shut down his cavalry action with all those spears. I really like that. You know, I keep saying in a lot of these videos about corps and stuff, like, you can't really have a spear corps. I think you just proved me wrong.
Well, if you know what your enemy's gonna, what your opponent's gonna bring, in this case, I think enemy's quite appropriate. If you know what he's gonna bring, and I knew absolutely that what he relies on is really cavalry action to assist his really weak infantry.
Yeah.
I won't say really weak, but his weak enough infantry.
Yeah. Well, especially if he puts the vet limitations. That's interesting if you're using Ashigaru, because without any veteran upgrades, they're kind of a little flimsy. I think, as we saw there. And now, yeah, his infantry is basically entirely gone. It is gone. He just has these shaken Yari Ashigaru. So you basically have the battle in hand. All he has is cavalry, and you still have a ton of spears. There's no way he can win at this point. Except maybe these matchlocks might be able to turn something.
This is my favorite part, honestly. It's the day of the Yariashis.
Yeah, it's pretty rare when they get the spotlight, but like I say, like I always like kind of say that the Yaris can't really be a corps and such, but it doesn't mean I don't like them. They are a very heroic unit, always throwing themselves in harm's way for the rest of the army. So good idea here, just to reform. Look at that Yari Ashigaru, just trying to chase off one of the matchlocks over there, putting himself in harm's way. But yeah, there's basically no way he can win at this point. The only problem is you don't have any cavalry left, so he could potentially reform with matchlocks and maybe get off some good volleys, tie you down with his remaining cavalry. But he seems to be wasting his remaining cavalry, throwing him into your Yari Ashigaru. We're now going to get pincered by the Naginata warrior monks. Look at that. So there they go, they broke, but let's check out his cavalry numbers. His general, no, he's alive. I was looking at another banner. 9 men, Yari cavalry with 13, Great Guard with 15, Great Guard with 23. Matchlock Ashigaru are ripped up pretty bad. Yeah, he basically has no chance. Oh, there's another cavalry unit, a Yari cavalry, with 19.
Now, this, though, is my favorite part. All the way back here, all my sword infantry just kind of standing there, having a good day.
Yep.
Chilling out.
Just chilling, yeah. It's great. These Yaris are just running them out. And he's trying to pull back here. I guess he's trying to maybe find a favorable position for a last stand. Trying to take our units one by one. That's a pretty good idea with those matchlocks and their not-so-bad friendly fire rate. He could potentially tie these units down one by one with his cavalry and mow them down with matchlocks. But going against spear infantry, they're going to be taking casualties. As we can see, we have some wavering already with these 2 cavalry over there. So it's not looking good for him. He's getting all spread out, too. General's still sitting there and stand and fight. Now your horses, I guess they ran off when you dismounted, so no chance of bringing them back as cavalry.
I dismounted them. I dismounted them all the way back in the deployment zone.
Oh, did you?
So
I
that's
didn't
what
even
mean.
notice
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I came into the battle dismounted.
Interesting.
I had him inside the box.
You know, that might be a good idea if the enemy has matchlocks, because I've had many times my general got sniped by a matchlock, and I think with the angle of them being on a horse, it makes them a lot more susceptible to fire.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That's just something that is really useful when, especially when you're using a rush army,
Yeah.
because then even stray bullets can end up hitting your hitting your general.
Oh, yeah. So let's take.
And with the rush army, you want your general to be next to the melee infantry, anyways.
Yeah, I guess that's true. And plus, you had a big enough cavalry corps that you don't really need your general to be in the action, really.
Yeah, the cav was there just to block his cav from making any decisive moves and from getting to the missile component. That's just all the cav was there for.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I noticed you brought a couple light cavalry. They're really good at blocking charges like that. So you're just kind of running them all over the map here, trying to pin down these last Matchlock Ashigaru. Good idea to go for the Matchlock Ashigaru, because the cavalry will have to come to you, and really the Ashigaru are going to be the only thing that are going to turn the battle. Do you happen to know what kind of general he uses? It's probably not a melee general.
No, he uses leadership / melee, so mostly leadership, and then at whatever point to left he puts in melee.
Interesting. Oh, there he goes. His general's gone, so with the Ashigaru will probably be routing presently. Oh yeah, there they all go. It just had to get that general. Probably not a good idea to run him around in the action like that if he's a leadership general. Risked him way too much. Running him into Yari Ashigaru. He can't be far enough down the tree to get the no penalty against spears, so maybe not such a good idea. I love this, like these Yari Ashigaru just running all these units around the field, like, and they're just Yari Ashigaru. Like
this is like the day of the Yari Ashigaru.
It is. I love watching this kind of stuff, this underdog action. And now he's getting back on the red line.
He called me a spammer.
Did he really?
He called me a spammer at the end of the battle, and I said, bro, if you got beat by a Yari Ashigaru spam, you deserve to get beat.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I mean, you didn't have any like matchlocks or anything. Like, it was pretty much straight up Yari Ashigaru.
Yep.
There wasn't a whole lot of hammer and anvil even. It was just like, bam. I love that. That was great. Alright, battle will be over in a second. Last two units are routing. There we go. There's the end of the battle. So, any last comments you would like on this battle, Admiral?
If you're gonna talk trash, don't bring the same army over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, it might not be a good idea. As we saw there, just a couple of Yari Ashigaru were able to scare off his cavalry. Really no early action at all. He was just looking for a hole and couldn't find one. Really great job of identifying the enemy's army and knowing what you're going to bring. Unfortunately, it doesn't work for most battles when you won't know, but you got to confront someone like that. Why not adjust your army for it?
Oh, but the rushing noob box though has become a staple in my army repertoire.
Oh yeah.
It's just. I mean, it's the most aggressive noob box you'll ever see in your life, but it's a noob box.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good strategy, though. As long as you're not packing, like, matchlock vets behind them, I think that's a perfectly fine strategy. It takes some skill to keep it all together. So, and I thought that was just a great battle. Interesting, like...
Thanks a lot, bro.
Yeah, well, see, and also a problem, like, the missile units, it's just hard to skirmish when the enemy's just barreling down on you like that.
And it's also rice fields. And the path I took through rice fields was through the farm.
Yeah.
And so that also gives a little bit of bonus to, it gives a little bit of coverage.
Yeah.
So and rice fields is really good for rushing armies because there's absolutely no terrain to go through.
Oh yeah, there's no favorable terrain for a defender. But, you know, I'd say I do kind of like camping maps because I actually generally like it when the enemy camps. It makes it nice and easy sometimes. I tell you, I'd have a much harder job dealing with an army like yours that's going to come out and aggressively attack me than something that's just going to sit there. As I've shown many times, like, defense is just not the advantage that you might think it is. Much harder to respond to an attack like yours. Very aggressive. I like that.
Can't get much more aggressive than a rushing new bucks.
No, that's you came right at him, and that was great. So, any last comments?
No, that's it.
All right, thank you very much. Thanks for watching, everybody.
All right, thanks a lot, Fishy.